Alright, we're here at day one of the triple change out. There's 3 hydronic backup 20 S.E.E.R heat pumps going in this house. There's a 4-ton going in the middle and a 2-ton going on this outside 2-story end here, and another 2-ton over on the other side of the house for the master bedroom area. This is like an office area, and in the middle is the kitchen, living, dining, main areas that gets a 4-ton. So there's 2 2-tons and 1 4-ton. We'll take a look at the hydronic backup heat that goes in these air handlers. So we got 3 of these, 2 small ones, and this one goes in the 4-ton, right in the place of the heat strips. And here's the other 2-ton and the 4-ton. There. There we go, there's 7/8 back up there. Looks like somebody just shrunk it down somewhere. That's 7/8. There they go. Right there, well, the things people do. So anyway, a little bit of a challenge to get these 2 big 20 S.E.E.Rs right here, but they'll go. Should look pretty nice when they're done. So let's get this. Spiral staircase in the house. I have to find a better way to get the air handle up. And the old one we can just throw out the window. Let it crash. Alright, we got the TAM 9s in here. And there's our hydronic inlet and outlet. We're going to reuse the same pumps that were here. We're just waiting on the valves, so we're just going to get them heat from the unit today. Alright, here's one of the air handlers. This is the 4-ton. And there's our hydronic water pump. Let me get over here. There's a contactor I use to activate the water pump with, and this little Honeywell valve is what opens and closes the water. So here's our incoming with the red shut off on it. And these are really good pumps. It's probably I think he said about 8 years old. So we went ahead and reused it. But that's the TAM9, the new communicating variable speed air handler. And that is the hydronic coil that came. And it comes with those two little rubber pieces that you put right in the place of the breaker, if you have a circuit breaker in there for your heat strips. Of course, this one doesn't have any heat strips. So we're fixing to crank this thing up. We'll put it on emergency heat in order to activate this and this and check out the hydronic heat, and then we'll go back. But I was telling the customer, likely won't ever see any hydronic heat with this 20 SEER heat pump. We don't really get any severe winter weather in South Carolina here, and what few we do. I don't think this thing will ever see defrost very often, but it will come on during defrost. And as far as backup, you know, I just don't think it's going to need it. And certainly not very often, but it's here if it does. So let's go look at the others. Alright, on this TAM9, it's real easy to configure for the hydronic. And normally you configure for the size heat strip you got, but obviously we don't have a heat strip. So I'm holding the up and down arrow, and now it goes into setup, and we'll skate to the side. Okay, there's config menu. Restore default, no. Airflow mode is CFM, that's good. External switch, we did not do that. External switch heat, we did not do that. Cooling ton, 400 CFM per ton. Okay, we like that. Heating, 400 CFM per ton, we like that too. Okay. HH, that's what we're after. Okay, now we've got it over here with the check mark. Error. Oops. Okay, now whenever that happens, I like to go back in it again. And go back to config menu and just scroll down through them and make sure our changes are still where they were. Yep, HH. Okay, that's good. Now, config menu. Now, if you push the left and right at the same time, it'll go back to system status, which is standby. So she is ready at this point. Okay, we finally got this hydronic backup 20 SEER heat pump job done. These are facing the front because of service access issues, so they're hidden by bushes anyway, so we decided to put those in that way. That's the 4-ton and one of the 2 tons, and it's a beautiful house, really nice inside. So the other 2-ton is over here where we put the one air handler up through the window on the 2nd floor. And of course we did that because of the spiral staircase. And so that one was actually able to face this way. Looks like it's running. Um, yeah, that's the window we went through up there with the air handlers. And so this one we faced out because we had plenty of room. But the customer is extremely happy, and the hydronic backup heat will probably never be called for. We don't get really that much below freezing weather here in South Carolina. But I guess if it were to go into defrost, which is also rare with a 20V or XV20i, I guess at that point it would call for the hydronic. But we did test it all. All the circulator pumps are working, and it's a beautiful job. So we were really glad to do it. I wish it was nighttime again. When I was leaving here the other night and I pulled out of that driveway, there were 5 deer just turned right around and stared at my headlights in the neighbor's house across the street over there. And so I slowed down and looked at them a minute. So if I'm here at night again, I'm gonna try to catch them and have my camera on going out. They were beautiful. And then I got around the corner, I don't know, half mile up the road, and took a right, and then 2 more crossed the road in front of me. And he said they hang around in his yard all the time, and they're not really tame, but they don't run when they see people, so evidently they're used to this. But too bad I didn't get any footage of that to top it off with. But anyway, another job down. Thanks for watching. Alright, this is the water heater that supplies the loop circulator pump. That circulator pump runs non-stop. The water heater just cycled back on. It's been on about twice in the last 45 minutes or so since I started these things. And I've got all 3 of them on straight hydronic. In other words, the heat pumps are disabled. It's already up to 72. As you can see, that's on emergency heat. So the emergency heat setting is just straight backup, straight hydronic hot water coils. That one's on emergency heat. Yeah, this big 4-ton in here brings it. Yeah, it's dark in here. The big 4-ton brings it up pretty quick. And this one back here in the bedrooms is kind of small too. And it's bringing it up pretty quick. It was like 68 in here when I turned them on. And this room has some really high ceilings, as you can see. Those are probably, I'd say 12 foot. They're more than 10 foot. They look like 12 foot to me. This is where the hatch in the kitchen is, where we had to, and this got a huge ceiling too. So that's where we had to bring the lift in. And here's the reason we had that lift outside going through the window, is this little spiral staircase going upstairs. So only this side is 2 stories, but it's really small. It's like a bedroom and a bathroom upstairs and 2 small bedrooms and a bathroom here. They use it as offices and whatnot. And this is the main area where the 4-ton is. Yeah, it's catching up pretty quick. And this little middle room, sitting room is also tied to this other 2-ton, which feeds that big closet. Boy, you feel the heat in here in the bathroom. And then this is the bedroom. I've had the doors closed just so I could feel what kind of heat. I've been walking in and out of the main doors. I'm gonna have to turn some lights on in this place. But anyway, we're about to shut these down. I've had them running probably almost 30 minutes. And I just wanted to see how often that water heater would cycle. And it went off and stayed off for a good while. And I guess the loop gets cooled back down. And it was back on when we were out here a second ago. So let's see. Yeah, it's burning. Oil burner. So Steve Lab ought to like this job. I wish I had him here to do it with me and show me the ropes. That's in his it's in his wheelhouse. And this is a really nice place up here. I tell you, the only thing I'd do, I'd have me a big pool back there, but anyway, I'll put this back on regular heat, put the heat pumps back on and set it back down to their normal temperatures and lock it back up. I think the homeowners will be home soon, so I don't want to have their house too hot when they get here, but just had to test them out real well. So, Christmas decorations everywhere. It's almost Christmas time. So anyway, I'm pretty satisfied with them. Everything's doing well. I may have to do something about one of these. I don't know if it's that one or that one, but when you shut it down, somewhere in this chase you can hear a duct that is, you know, popping in and out from the return air pressure, the suction on it. But we will deal with that at a later time. It's holidays and it's time to get out of these people's life for a while. So that is the 3 20 SEER heat pumps with hydronic backup. And it was a big job. We were glad to do it. So hopefully we'll get another one just like it soon. They've got a neighbor right down the street that said, you know, tell them how theirs turns out. So there's no gas out here. So they're looking at maybe doing the same thing. So another one in the books. Thanks for watching. All right, last time I left this job, the stupid seat belt. Anyway, last time I left this job, right as soon as I got down here to the road, about 4 or 5 deer just ran right out in front of me and just turned around and looked at me like I wasn't there. I said, man, I wish I'd had my camera out. And then I got up and turned the corner and there was a couple more. So let's see if we get lucky. If we see any. I don't see them out tonight. That's too bad. No. I'm gonna keep it going here until I get to that other spot where I saw them. Just in case. Out tonight. There's one right there. Yep. There was one. I'm not a hunter, so that didn't make me want to shoot them, and I don't eat venison or deer meat or anything, so that wouldn't arouse me shoot them or nothing. I'm a paper shooter. And so there were a couple more right up here last time. So I'm glad we at least got to see one. But there's another one right there. Yep, a couple of them. Wow. good neighborhood. I don't know what's wrong with my brights and they won't stay on. I have to hold them on. Guess I need to replace the switch or whatever. But I wonder if we're going to see any more. I'm reluctant to cut the camera off because as soon as I do, there goes something else. That I wanted to catch. Took a wrong turn. I got so excited looking for deer. See if those guys are still up here. I guess the old saying is true, deer in the headlights. They seem to just stand there and let you look at them when you hit them with your lights. But I don't see any more. I tell you, I really enjoyed that job. I like those high-end 20 S.E.E.R machines. They really impress people. And, you know, the customers all really like them, and they're really happy when you leave. They're pretty expensive, so they're a little more difficult to sell. But nonetheless, it's satisfying, kind of rewarding to do the higher end jobs like that. You feel like you've done something when you're through, you know. So, like I said, I'd love it if one of the neighbors there decided they wanted the same thing in their house. They don't have the lines for it and the water heater, but they're getting tired of their high electric bill in the winter times, that burning heat strips. And so the guy was telling them. So anyway, deer. As soon as I cut this camera off, about 5 of them are going to dart right in front of my van. And then I'll try to tell you about it. You won't believe me. But anyway, I guess everybody's seen deer before. Thanks for watching.